NFL action right around the corner as EA Sports provides continuing coverage of the NFL. This one promises to be an exciting game. Let's take you now to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth, who are getting set for the kickoff.
With the dome protecting us from the elements, weather won't have an effect on this one today. I'm Tom Hammond. Chris Collinsworth is here. We're ready for the call. Parrish takes it from the 6. Chris, any comments before we kick this one off?
Both of these teams really need to have a good mixture of run and pass to be successful. If either one of them gets too one-dimensional, it really plays into the hands of the opponent.
Edwards gives it up the middle. He's hammered in the backfield. Tried the run, but there was nothing available.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Lynch is the single setback. Lynch on the give. Dropped behind the line. What can they do to slow his pursuit down?
So many times it's up to that backside blocker to get his guy on the ground, and it sounds ugly, but typically those guys are chopping at their knees and trying to knock them off their feet, so there's some cutback lanes.
Catch is made. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. They complete the pass on 3rd and long, but they'll end up short of the marker.
You can see the confidence level of this defense. They know they can make open field tackles, and that's probably one of the great lost arts in the game. The ability to make the tackle in the open field and stop them short of the first down. Good play defensively there.
Gets it away cleanly. It'll go out at the 38-yard line. Manning will line up with the shotgun formation. Indianapolis using an audible. He's looking to throw. He's under a heavy rush. He didn't get back to the line. 5-yard loss on that one.
As a quarterback, sometimes you just have to see a play breaking down and get rid of the football and try it again on the next down.
Manning adjusts the play at the line. Manning sends a man in motion. Drops back. Looking for an open man. Completed. Defense pushes him out of bounds around the 44-yard line. And simply a great throw there.
Yeah, that really was a nice touch that time. Perfect sort of combination of velocity and touch. A very catchable ball thrown by this quarterback so that you don't have to overly focus on what you're doing and you can get your eyes back down the field, try and get a good run after the catch.
He doesn't get back to the line. No chance there. That will be 4th down.
The defense was just all over that. I have to think offensively they were concerned that maybe they were going to get blitzed in that situation, try and pop one in there. But when you call a run and it fails, it looks bad in that spot.
It'll go out at the 33-yard line. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Edwards drops back on 1st down. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up after the incomplete pass. Buffalo lines up with 3 receivers. Edwards hands it off straight ahead. And he makes it out to about the 37-yard line. 3 yards there.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
Drops back. Short throw. And he caught it. Hit and dropped behind the line. And for as good of a catch as that was, this offense now has to deal with a 4th down. Mormon is waiting for the snap. And it looks like we have a flag down on the play. Rushing, fields it at the 24. And I have a feeling this one's coming back.
Holding defense. The penalty is declined.
1st and 10. Manning lines up under center. 3 receivers are split out wide. Manning gives it up the middle. Brought down at the 27. A dive gains about a yard on the play. We've got 2nd and 9 here. Ball on the 27. Indianapolis comes out with 2 tight ends. Manning adjusts the play at the line. Drops back to pass. He needs to get rid of it. And he's out at the 30 from their own 30-yard line. The Colts come out in a shotgun set. Indianapolis changing their play. The halfback with the carry. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line. Got a couple, but will still be short of the marker.
Great play by the defense. You always hear coaches talking about whoever gets lower. Get your pad level lower than the offensive lineman. That time this defensive line did exactly that.
Harris fields it at the 27. He took a shot at the 40. And that was a nice little punt return there.
Wow, I thought he was gone for a second. They did a good job getting to him, at least preventing the touchdown. Of course, they wouldn't have to chase him down like that if they'd have done a better job covering the punt.
They'll throw on 1st down. Throws left. Is there for the catch. He's tackled at the 27. They complete a long pass play.
After a big play like that, it's really important for the offense to get in the huddle and get out, keep this attack going. Right now they have the defense on their heels.
1st down, looking to throw. There for the catch. He's brought down at the 18-yard line. Nice grab on the play, his 2nd catch of the drive.
Yeah, and I'm going to expect to see a lot more passes to this guy. He's a good receiver. He's talented. He can make the catch and get upfield. But more importantly right now, this defense is creating some opportunities for him to catch the ball.
Lynch, the ball carrier. He lost yardage on the play. I don't think the offense expected the safety to come up on the ball like that.
Well, you know the safeties are going to attack the line of scrimmage against the run, but you just don't expect them to get there so soon that they're going to make the tackle in the backfield.
He fakes it. Defense closing in. Makes the catch. They finally bring him down, and it's 1st and goal. Good pickup there.
Boy, that's a tough throw and catch that time. Tight coverage, able to thread it in there, and good play by the receiver.
Another run. What a shot. The defense just ate up that play.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
Hands it off. He's in. Touchdown.
And I think you see there exactly why Marshawn Lynch has won over these fans and his teammates so quickly. Sure, he's fast, he's explosive, but this guy is an old-time street fighter. He fights for every yard, and if he gets close to that goal line, forget about it. He's getting it in.
Up and good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. Decent kick. He'll return it from the 3. He's hammered at the 26-yard line. They could do nothing against this defense on their previous drive. Adai lines up as the lone back. 3 receivers split out wide. He drops back to pass. He throws right. Right through his hands. He almost had the pick. Gonzalez was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. From their own 26-yard line. Adai is the single setback. Changes this one at the line. Looks to pass. And he can't make the catch. Harrison was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. That brings up 3rd and 10. Ball on the 26. Indianapolis lines up with 3 receivers. The Colts changing their play at the line.
On premium season tickets, please see a guest service specialist.
Screen here, Twan, screen. Come on, let's go!
Drops back to pass. Throws it short. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see them driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
First down, 10 to go. One-man backfield. Calls the play at the line. Sets up the play action. Tips it away. The defender was able to get a hand on it.
And really, that came as a result of pretty physical play at the line of scrimmage. They're banging these guys around and not letting them get into their routes.
Indianapolis using an audible. Fullback straight ahead. And they get him at about the 45-yard line. 2-yard gain, and so it'll be 3rd down. Out of the gun. Manning doesn't like what he sees. Back to pass. He wasn't set when he threw. And he's depleted at the 32-yard line. Well, that was one of the best catches that you'll see all day.
And when you're trying to catch those high, hard ones, you just don't know what's going to happen to your body. I tell you, you haven't lived until you caught one of those and had one of those clowns flip you upside down.
Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. Adai gets 3 yards on the play. Indianapolis lines up with 3 receivers, single back formation. The Colts changing their play at the line. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing. They stop him for a loss.
And I really like the discipline of this defense. You never see these guys trying to do too much. They control their gaps, and that time there was nowhere to go.
The Colts changing their play at the line. Looking to throw. He throws left. There for the reception. Tackled around the 28-yard line. And that one was completed for a solid gain.
Solid gain, yes, but no first down on that play. So now it's going to bring up a decision on the part of the offense. Defensively, I think they executed that one exactly the way they wanted to.
Kicks it. Got plenty of distance. That was a great kick from that distance.
It really was, wasn't it? There are no field goal kicker jokes going on the sideline right now. Just a lot of love.
He kicks it off. Harris from the 8. They get him at the 31. They were able to score through the air the last time they had the ball. Let's see what they planned for this drive. The Bills come out in a single back formation. Edwards back to throw. Passes to his left. And it's caught. Brought down at the 39-yard line. Strong, accurate throw leads to a pretty good gain.
Now, they didn't pick up the first down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this first down.
He drops back to pass. Dumps it out left. Oh, and he drops. A great play by the defense to knock the ball away.
And these defenders have been close all day. You better be careful if you're the quarterback. One of those is going to turn into an interception.
Lynch gets the carry left side. He's brought down right around the 44-yard line. The defense couldn't figure out a way to come up with a stop on that third down attempt.
And let's give that big offensive line a little credit there. They knew they were going to have to drive this defense off the ball, and that's exactly what they did on that one.
He drops back. He throws right. They tackle him for a loss. Loss of 3 on the completion.
That play was really all about defensive pursuit. They saw the ball thrown. They got there quickly for a loss on the play.
Edwards hands it off. He gets out to about the 45-yard line. Just about 3 yards there, and that makes it third down. Lining up with 3 wide. He's looking to throw. Under heavy pressure, and he catches it. He's dropped at the 43-yard line. Oh boy, that's a nice play on third down.
Clutch play by the receiver that time on third down. As a receiver, you really have to just flat out want the ball in that situation. You can tell that this guy really does.
He drops back. Throws it. Almost picked. And he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
Feeds it to the back. Cuts back, and he's dropped. Nice stop on that one.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
Edwards is lined up under center. He has 2 tight ends. Drops back to pass. On the run, he throws it. Tackled right around the 20-yard line. He's hitting his marks today, and that last pass gives him 100 yards through the air.
When I spoke to him before the game, he said he had a bit of a virus during the week. Fortunately for his team, it doesn't look like it. Maybe the rest of them need to catch a little case of the flu.
He'll get the call again. He's tackled around the 13-yard line. A gain of 8 on the carry. It's 2nd and 2, and this is the 11th play of the current drive. Back to pass. He throws on the run. They'll get in for the touchdown. The coaches have to be happy with that one.
Yeah, I guess they are. Anytime you draw up a play and it works to perfection like that, everybody's happy except the defense.
The snap, set down, the kick is up. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. And here's the kick. Rushing, fields it at the 3. He's tackled at the 27. The offense was only able to muster a field goal on their last drive. We'll see what they do with this possession. Manning back in the shotgun for this one. Calls this one at the line. Feeds it to the back. He fights forward to about the 30. And a pickup of about 2. That brings up second down. Second down, 8 yards to go. Ball on their own 30. The Colts changing their play at the line. He drops back. Looks down the field. Makes the catch. He's brought down around the 42-yard line. Great pickup for the first on that one.
And really what makes NFL football so special is the ability of these quarterbacks to throw it and these great receivers to catch it. That's just fun to watch.
Manning sends a man in motion. First down, looking to throw. He goes deep this time. No connection this time. He simply overthrew the receiver on that last play.
And I'm not so sure the pressure isn't getting in his head a little bit. He dropped back, set his feet very quickly, and got that one out of there. But you have to give the receiver a chance to get there first.
Looks to pass. Short throw to the left. Dropped behind the line. That's a loss of 4 yards. So that'll make it third down. Manning is in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers split out wide. Still a lot of time left, but at the end of one, score is 14-3. Third and 14 coming up here. Ball on the 38-yard line. Manning sends a guy in motion to the right. The Colts changing their play at the line. Fakes to the back. Looking for a receiver. Pass completed. He's dropped at the 49-yard line. Despite the great effort, it will still bring up fourth. They're trying to pin them deep with a solid punt right here. Gets it away cleanly. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. You can't help but wonder if they'll be able to make it 3 straight drives ending with a touchdown. The defense come out with 5 defensive backs this time. Drops back to pass. He throws it. Makes the grab. Tackled at the 25. Pretty nice throw on that play.
And a pretty good catch on the other end, too. That's one of those plays that's quickly becoming one of the staples in this offensive passing attack.
Gives it off. Brought down at the 28-yard line. That's a 3-yard gain.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
Dumps it out right. He's dropped at the 32-yard line. Great job to haul in that first down pass.
This team is just so good at executing those short, quick passes and picking up first downs and keeping drives alive.
Play action. Brings this one in. And they get him at about the 35-yard line. Barnes gains about 4 yards there. So that'll make it second down. Lynch is the single setback. Fakes the run. And he goes down. And that was a huge rush he was facing.
I'm not sure there was much he could do there. I'm not even sure he saw those guys coming. I tell you what, though, if they don't start doing a better job protecting up front, it's going to be a long day for this quarterback.
Edwards drops back. Short pass to his left. And it's knocked down. And it'll be fourth down following the pass deflection.
Just terrific play by the defense. They followed the quarterback's eyes, made a quick jump on the ball, and were all over that one.
Mormon will kick it away. And boy, did he get all of this. What a punt. Rushing takes it at the 28. Seems like the coverage broke down a bit on that one.
I thought they had him pretty well contained on that play, but he did find a small crack in the coverage, got it up the field. They were lucky they got hold of him. He could have broken that one off.
The Colts changing their play at the line.
Reload. Come on, G. No, you're good, you're good. Hard count. Buffalo. See what they got.
They'll give it off here. He's pushed out around the 33-yard line. Looked for a seam, but he wasn't able to find anything.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
Indianapolis using an audible.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Screen.
Manning drops to throw. Makes the throw out to his left. Interception. Tackled around the 37-yard line. Great catch by the linebacker. Not a smart throw from the quarterback.
You know, it's hard to believe that you can lose a guy that big, but sometimes those linebackers dropping underneath in coverage, quarterbacks just don't see him, and he threw it right to him.
Brought down around the 35-yard line. Lynch comes away with about 2 yards on the counter play. Edwards steps to the line of scrimmage. Single back formation this time. All kinds of pressure. They get to the QB. It seems these days being a defensive end isn't just all about trying to run your blocker over to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, you see more and more of these guys that are a little undersized for defensive linemen, but they make up for that size and bulk with great speed and agility. If they can turn the corner, they can really make a difference in a game.
Passes the ball. Out of bounds, incomplete. It looked like he tried to drag his feet as he was going out, but he couldn't get him down.
You know, and sometimes that happens. The quarterback put it in a spot where only he could catch it. The problem was the ball was just a little off target.
Punts it. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive. Calls an audible. Nice play fake. Throws to his left. He's brought down at the 40.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
The defense
First
can't
down.
keep giving up yards on penalties like this.
Yeah, it's hard enough in the game today with the rule changes to help the offense to stop an offense anyway, but you can't give away yards.
Indianapolis changing their play. Little handoff. And they get him at the 41-yard line. A pickup of 4. That'll bring up second down. They line up at the 41. Manning lines up in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Manning calls an audible. They'll give it off here. And he will lose yardage on the play. That quarterback just made this offense look bad.
One of the tough things about trying to get a cornerback blocked is how athletic those guys are. If you're a fullback or an offensive lineman or somebody out in front trying to make that block, it's just tough to get a hand on those guys. They're quick.
He drops back. Looks for a man open. Comes down with it. He's tackled at about the 31.
Reggie Wayne has really developed into a big play receiver. I think when he first got in the league, he was a little bit more of the possession guy, but he has a nice release off the line of scrimmage, good moves down the field, and the ability now to really change the game with some big plays.
And he made a great open field tackle.
Peyton Manning is just the prototypical NFL quarterback. Probably the surest bet week in and week out, a perennial Pro Bowler, arguably the best quarterback in the league.
First down, looking to throw. Throws on the run. Tackled at the 4. He put something extra on that throw, and it'll keep the chains moving.
And that's really what it takes sometimes, because defenders are so quick out there. If you don't put a little extra pop on it, they can get there.
Manning will look to throw. Into traffic, and it's picked off. Hit hard at the 2. And that one will now make 2 interceptions he's thrown in this first half.
Not exactly the way he was hoping to start this football game, but plenty of time still remains. He can get himself right back on track.
Play fake. Throws it short. Knocked away. Oh my, the quarterback is lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you try and fit some of those into some tight holes, and every once in a while, you're going to get one pick, but that was a pretty good play by the defense.
Edwards gives it up the middle. The defender gets him to the ground. Lynch picks up 2 yards with the carry. Here's a 3rd and 8 situation. Nickelback is in on this play. Back to throw. Fires it left with the catch. He's dropped at the 15. They just get enough for the first down.
That's just great offense right there. Anytime you have a 3rd and long situation and you can execute a play like that for a first down, that's impressive.
Here's the give. And they get him at the 16. And he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. It's 2nd down and 9 to go. Buffalo lines up with 3 receivers. Drops back. Throws while on the run. Brought down at the 24-yard line. He's there for the catch once again. That's number 2 on this offensive possession.
Yeah, you hear all the time about quarterbacks getting into a rhythm, but sometimes a quarterback and a receiver can get into a rhythm where the quarterback begins to look to one guy a little bit more because he feels more comfortable, and I think that's beginning to happen now.
Huge pressure by the defense. He's brought down at the 44-yard line. That was a big-time play by the receiver.
And talking to this receiver earlier this week, he told me he had a lot of plays in the playbook, and he thought he was going to have a big day.
Drops back on first down. Pass is complete. Tackled at the 46-yard line. He's been busy on this drive. That's his third grab on this series.
And this is a little hard to explain, but I really think that you see receivers begin to get comfortable after they make their first catch and get hit. But anytime in a drive that you catch multiple balls, you just get into a rhythm like a putter or like a quarterback throwing the ball or a pitcher. It's something that's a part of sports that's kind of hard to explain.
Are subject to ejection and arrest.
They come out with a big set. Play fake. He passes short. Brings it in. He's tackled at the 40, and that will be enough for the first down.
You know, it really wasn't a horrible call that time by the defense, but anytime you have to try and stop an offense like this in those medium yardage situations, you really have to come up in the coverage.
Drops back on first down, and it's completed. He's dropped in the open field. Pretty nice pickup on the pass that time.
And that's simply good design and execution on the pattern. They work hard all week in practice and make sure that on game day they have that timing down perfectly.
Drops back to pass. He needs to make a decision. It's a fumble, and the backer picked it up. Ball came loose, and the defense was right there to pick it up.
It's amazing, isn't it? When that ball gets on the ground, to watch these defenders, watch the intensity change as they're going after that big turnover.
The Colts changing their play at the line. Back to pass. Looks down the field, and he should have had that one. And it's batted away at the last minute by the defender.
Just when it looked like the quarterback might sneak that one in there, a late pass defense and a good play.
The Colts use motion. Manning calls an audible. Adai gets the carry. He didn't get back to the line. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
Manning changes the play at the line. Manning back to throw. Throws it out. It's completed. And they get him right around the 44-yard line. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
Drops back on first down. He needs to get the pass off. Greer gets the pick. To the 10. And he scores. What a play. Great play by the defender. He was able to take it for 6.
You know, some defensive players, you don't want to throw it in their zone because it might get intercepted. Some guys, you absolutely don't want to throw it there because they can turn it into a touchdown going the other way.
So they're ready for the extra point. Extra point is good. The kick. Rushing from the 6. They get him at the 25. Quarterback threw a pick on their last drive. Let's see if he's able to shake it off. Out of the shotgun. Changing the play.
96 mirror. Quick game, 44 press. 44 press.
On the run, he throws it. He's pushed out at about the 39-yard line.
One of the things that really impresses me about Reggie Wayne is his intelligence. You can tell that he really reads defenses. He understands the nuances of what the defense is trying to do to him, and he has a great communication skill with his quarterback. They are just on the same page, and they make defenses pay all the time.
A dive gains around 2 yards there on the misdirection run. It's 2nd down and 8 to go. Ball on the 42. The Colts come out in a 2 tight end set. They're changing the play. Manning with the give. Tackled right around the 42-yard line. No gain, and so it'll be 3rd down. Manning steps to the line of scrimmage. They'll come out in the single back formation. Back to throw. Rifles it right. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback led the receiver just a little too much.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that pass and forced the receiver to make the catch out of bounds.
Harris will be the return man. Smith kicks it away, and did he ever get a hold of this one? He brings it in at the 14. He's dropped around the 21-yard line, and that return should set this offense up nicely.
He did a good job there finding a seam and getting up the field. You know, a lot of people don't realize that being a punt returner or a kick returner is one of the toughest jobs in the NFL. There's a whole lot of things that could go wrong and only a few that can really go right.
They hand off on a counter. He's dropped for a loss, and he'll lose yards on the counter.
The counter is one of those calls that we're seeing less and less of in the National Football League for the reason you just saw, that penetration by a good defensive line or speed at the linebacker position can really shut that play down.
Puts it up there, looking deep to the right. Almost intercepted. Evans was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete. From their own 19-yard line. They come out with 4 wideouts. He drops back. Passes to his left. Steps out at the 25. Good pass and catch, but it won't be enough to convert.
I always have to snicker a little bit when I see a pass play like that. I can almost hear John Madden talking about, how can you pick up the first down when you complete the pass short of the sticks? What are they thinking about? And he's just so right.
He punts it. Makes the fair catch. They were forced to punt on their last drive. 1st and 10. Manning lines up in the shotgun formation. Manning adjusts the play at the line.
Mirror. Let's go. Let's get off this field, man. Let's go, guys. Reload.
He looks to throw on 1st down. Makes the reception. He's brought down at the 32-yard line. Not much on that play. Manning with 3 wide receivers. 2 minutes to go in the half.
Don't play like this. Play yourself better. I'm trying to spin up out of there. Hey, never quit, fellas. In the ball.
Indianapolis changing their play.
Hey, come on. Hey, no. Solid, close left. Left.
Drops back. Surveys the field. He's there for the catch. What a hit! And a great pass by the quarterback to convert for the first.
And what we're seeing out of this quarterback is a variety of throws. Yes, he has the ability to zip it in there when he needs to, but we've also seen some touch throws, a very complete repertoire.
They'll throw on first down. He makes another catch. He's dropped at the 39-yard line. Everything seemed to work perfectly on that one.
And that's a pattern that this team likes to run. You know they've been studying that all week on film, and yet they still can't stop it.
Manning has completed every pass on this drive. Catch is made. Brought down around the 31-yard line. Short pattern results in a completion for the offense.
You know, that's not one of those plays that's a huge gain by any means, but that's really the essence of an offensive game plan. You have to start hitting some of those short intermediate routes, and that begins to open everything else up.
Manning calls an audible. Hit and drop behind the line. He was caught with nowhere to go.
This is a pretty good running back, and if you can hem him up like that, pretty impressive.
He needs to get rid of it. Completed. Great open field tackle. They won't huddle here as they try to speed things up. This offense has really stalled their last two trips to the red zone. The Colts changing their play at the line. Manning has completed every pass on this drive. Guns it left. Drops the easy pick. That one could have easily been intercepted.
As a quarterback, you have to go through your reads. That was his first look on that play, and he shouldn't have stayed with it that long. That was a bad decision.
They're calling an audible. He's looking to throw. He brings it in. Touchdown. Outstanding play to the wide receiver as he took it the distance.
Well, that's just a big-time pitch and catch right there. The quarterback made a beautiful throw, but it was the route by the wide receiver that set it up. He was as open as I've seen all afternoon.
Point after is good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. And here's the kick. Taken at the 5. Brought down at the 26-yard line. Their last drive ended with a 3-and-out. The offense will take over at the 26-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Drops back on first down. Goes through his read. He throws on the run. Tipped away. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
3 wideouts here. Lynch on the inside handoff. He gets out to about the 28-yard line. That's a 2-yard gain.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
And as we head to halftime, score is 21-10. Here's the kick. Caught at the 8. Brought down at the 29-yard line. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Manning back to throw. And the defense has a heavy rush. It's intercepted. And he just got hammered. So they come up with another interception.
This is about the time where the quarterback comes walking off the field and one of his own defensive players will look at him and go, you want to try and throw one to our guys for once?
Man in motion. Back to pass. Here's the throw. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. The receiver was out of bounds when he made the catch.
Not a perfectly timed throw that time. Held on to it just a little too long and led the receiver out of bounds.
Gets the pass out, and he caught it. Tackled around the 18-yard line. They pick up several yards there on the pass.
And that fake really was the difference. Not only did the quarterback sell it, the running back sold it, the offensive line did, and the receiver was open for a nice play.
All kinds of pressure. They finally get him, and it looked like he would score, but instead they'll set it up with 1st and goal. Buffalo trying to go up by 3 scores. They put everyone up on the line. Edwards hands it off. And they get him at the 1. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. Buffalo lines up in the offset eye this time. Edwards drops back. Short pass to his left. He's pushed out at the 1. Short gain on that completion. Let's see if they try to hammer it in here. Edwards with the give. Into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, there certainly was no mystery to that play. Just power offense against power defense, and the offense won the battle there.
The kick is up, and the point after is good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. Here's the kick. Rushing from the 4. Drilled at the 26-yard line. The quarterback and his receiver were clearly not on the same page last time, and it led to an interception. A dive is the single setback. Indianapolis using an audible. Setting up play action. Passes it. Out of bounds, incomplete. They complete the pass, but he was out of bounds when he brought it in.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe throw there where only the receiver can make a play on the ball. Just a little too wide on that one.
Here's the give. He's brought down at about the 33-yard line. A dive gains around 8 yards on the run. 3rd down now, needing a couple to convert. Ball on the 34. Indianapolis changing their play. Manning hands it off. No, play fake. It's tipped. 4th down coming up, and we're probably going to see the punting unit. It's 4th down. The Colts are lining up to punt it away. Parrish is back deep to return the punt. He gets it away. Carries, fields it at the 27. And they get him at the 39-yard line. It looked for a moment that he might take that one all the way back.
Boy, that was a close one for the coverage team. They were able to wrap him up before he broke it open, but he is on the brink. This coverage team is going to have to start playing with a little more intensity, a little more heart, or they're going to give up a big one.
Lynch on the run. Brought down behind the line. The offensive line didn't get much of a push on that play, and the runner was stuffed.
Well, that's what happens when defensively you get every gap covered. There is simply nowhere to go with the football. No chance for the running back that time.
Nice play fake. Edwards will be sacked. Looked like the offense had a really tough time picking up the blitz on that play.
You're exactly right. Those guys had no clue he was coming until it's too late. The key to any corner blitz is disguising it. You can't tip it with the coverage before he comes.
Edwards looking to pass. He throws it. Is there for the catch. With that last catch, the wide receiver has logged his 100th yard of the game.
Just a good, solid performance here by the receiver. This guy is plenty tough enough. I like the way that he gets in and out of his cuts, but I love his toughness. He's never intimidated out there.
Gets the punt away. Rushing, fields it at the 22. He's tackled at the 28-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we'll see if they can put something together after their last drive ended with a 3-and-out. Indianapolis lines up with 3 receivers in the shotgun formation. Indianapolis uses motion. Manning doesn't like what he sees. Manning set to go to the air. Passes it out. He's brought down at the 39-yard line. Pretty good gain right there.
You have so many people on this offense that you have to account for. The tight ends, the wide receivers, the running backs, even the quarterbacks. And now they're throwing to the fullback. That's almost not fair.
Toby 32, Toby 32, come on now. I'm trying to get you over there, baby. Hey, watch this, man. Hey!
He throws left. Fails to connect with his man. An excellent job by the defense of disrupting that last play.
And that was really on the wide receiver. Not much of a route, very little separation, and gave the defense a chance to make that play.
Indianapolis using an audible.
Come on now. Lee. Right. Keep coming. Solid, close left. Go, baby, come on.
Fakes the run. Looks to the middle, passes it, and they get him around the 49-yard line.
You know, you can say anything you want about Peyton Manning, the great size, the arm strength, all that other stuff, but I think that his study habits, what he knows about defenses, his coolness under pressure in big game situations, all that sets him apart.
Nice play fake. There for the catch. He's dropped at the 43-yard line. Excellent poise under pressure on that pass play with the defense closing in.
He'll take plays like that all day long.
Nickel back in this time. Trying to change the play.
Reset it.
Back to throw. Looks down the field. There for the reception. He's pushed out at the 36-yard line. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
Manning steps to the line of scrimmage. He has 3 receivers. The Colts changing their play at the line.
Hey, you get ready to play some defense. 96 man. Now. Roger.
They hand it off. And they get him right around the 30-yard line. A pickup of 5, and that will bring up second down. Second down and 5. Ball on the 31. The Colts come out in the ace formation. Makes a change. He drops back. Throws it short. He steps out right around the 26-yard line. 4 yards on that play.
Nice pre-snap read that time by the quarterback. He saw the zone coverage and went to the out route.
Indianapolis lines up in a double tight set. Indianapolis changing their play. A dive on the run. He's tackled around the 22-yard line. And he put up a pretty nice run there.
Yeah, that was a big-time carry there. You can tell the coaches have a lot of faith in this ball carrier to allow him a chance to run the football in that situation.
They go with the run. He's brought down around the 16-yard line. They pick up a good 6 yards there. That brings up second down. The Colts set up in the gun. Calls an audible. Manning takes it back. The defense has him surrounded. And he catches another. Makes the catch. Touchdown.
Sure, Peyton Manning has a great arm and he knows how to read defenses and all that. But I think the thing that really goes unnoticed sometimes about Peyton Manning is his competitive streak. When you talk to Peyton Manning, it is all about football and it's with an enthusiasm that's infectious.
Point after is good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. He gets his leg into this one. He'll return it from the 1. Big hit there to bring him down. The defense played exceptionally well the last time this offense had the ball. Edwards lines up under center. 3 receivers are split out wide. He's dropped at the 29-yard line. Lynch gets 3 yards on the carry. They line up at the 29. They line up with 1 running back in the backfield, 3 wide. Gives it up the gut. Tackled at the 33. 3 yards on the run.
Gain of 3.
They line up at the 33.
Hey, never quit, fellas.
Lynch is the single setback.
Let's go right.
Throws on the run. He's tackled around the 42-yard line. He made the right read on that pass.
Nice play that time by the quarterback. You know, we talk about progressions and going from one receiver to the next, but this quarterback is doing a great job in the pre-snap read, knowing who the first guy will be and getting him the football.
He drops back. Strong throw to his left. Bethea bats it away. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
Indianapolis lines up with 5 defensive backs. Play action. Throws it short. And they get him right around the 46-yard line. 5-yard pickup on the play pass that time. So another 3rd down upcoming for the offense. They're in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. He's looking to throw. And it's caught. He's dropped around the 43-yard line. You can tell these guys practice that play quite a bit.
Yeah, I can remember hearing stories about old-time players in the NFL that literally they could go out in the pitch black and make throws and catches without really even seeing the ball. That's the kind of timing we're seeing today.
They hand it off. Tackled around the 38-yard line. Gain of 4. That'll bring up second down. It's second down, 6 to go. This is the 8th play of this drive. He's hammered in the backfield. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
Offset I formation in the backfield. Edwards hands it off straight ahead. And they get him at the 38. A gain of a yard, if anything, on the run. Mormon can pin them deep in their own territory with a good punt here. He gets it away. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Their last drive ended in a touchdown, and they take the field again, hoping for a similar result. They're changing the play. Here's the give. He's dropped at the 25. They get around 5 yards from the halfback. They line up at the 25. Manning is in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers this time. Indianapolis changing their play. Looking for an open man. He's tackled at the 34. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
They'll go with the run once again. And he's drilled at the 35. That run picked up a yard, maybe less.
Not very often in a game does a defender get a clean shot like that on a running back. Typically, the running back didn't see it coming to take that kind of a shot.
They hand it off again. Tackled at the 37. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry. 3rd and 8 now. Ball on their own 37. Single set backfield. Changes this one at the line. Back to pass. He goes for it all. Threw it right to him, but he can't hang on. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up 4th down.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on 3rd down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
It's away, and it's a booming punt. Parrish fields it at the 22. They really did a good job keeping him contained on that one.
No question about it. He needs a little more help out of his blockers than he got right there. This is a dangerous guy, and if he can get in some open space, he can create some problems for you, but just no space to be found there.
First down, looking to throw. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. And they can't complete the first down pass attempt. Second down coming up. The Bills come out in a single back formation. On the ground with a tailback. Brought down at the 31. Lynch gets 6 yards on the play. It's 3rd down and 4 to go. Ball on the 31. Single back formation. Play fake. Short throw to the left. Steps out at the 35. Nice job getting that pass out of there, and he picks up the first down.
Yeah, smart play call that time by the offense. He could tell by the pre-snap read that short throw was going to be there, and he took advantage.
They'll keep it on the ground again. He's brought down around the 38-yard line. Lynch gets around 3 on that halfback counterplay. Edwards lines up under center. 3 receivers are split out wide. Looks to pass. Gets rid of the ball. What an open field tackle. Nice heads-up play by the quarterback.
I agree. I like the way he stepped up and delivered that throw. He just simply is taking what the defense is giving him.
So, at the end of 3, the score is 28-17. Lynch on the run. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He tries to wriggle away, but he's stopped for a loss.
Well, Tom, the offensive line just didn't get any push there. They've got to do a better job knocking those guys off the line of scrimmage.
Back to pass. Throws out to the left. Defense pushes him out of bounds around the 44-yard line. From the 44-yard line, Edwards comes to the line with 3 wide. They'll throw for the first. Guns it right. Batted away. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on 3rd down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
Mormon kicks it away, and did he ever get a hold of this one? Down in the end zone for a touchback. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. 3 wide receiver. Calls an audible. The Colts put a man in motion. Feeds it to the back. Knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. After that run, they might want to give him the ball a few more times.
I agree. It looks like the defense is a little tired out there. Whatever the case, they're having a tough time now stopping the run.
Indianapolis changing their play. Back to pass. Dumps it out left. He's tackled at the 42. He delivered a nice throw on that drop back, completing it for a pretty good gain.
You know, there aren't many guys who work any harder than this guy, both in the offseason and during the week of practice. He isn't the most physically gifted quarterback I've ever seen, but you can tell the time he puts in the film room, in the weight room, and he understands the game of football.
McKelvin has the interception. just a great interception by the cornerback.
Might want to start thinking about trying to pick on that guy. We've seen all day he has simply been quicker to the spot than the wide receivers coming into his area.
He looks to throw on first down. Throws it out. He's got to find a way to hold on. Second down coming up after the incomplete pass. Lynch is the single setback. On the ground with a tailback. Tackled at the 44-yard line. Lynch picks up a yard on the play. Edwards comes up to the line. 3 wide receivers split out wide. Again with the carry. And he's hammered at the 41-yard line. And they get no push from the offensive line.
Oh, yeah, they did. They were all moonwalking on that play. They were pushing. They were just pushing and going backwards.
Gets the punt away. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one could be disastrous to this offense. Sees something and changes the play. Rifles this one out to the right. Brought down at the 31. Some smart football by the quarterback on that last play, and he's now up over 300 yards passing for the game.
And this offensive line's been getting it done with pass protection. I don't care who you have playing quarterback. If that guy's back there getting hit, it is awfully tough to throw for 300 yards.
And he catches it. And they get him at the 35. Pretty good read on that play to find the open man.
And that's an area where he excels. He works his way through his progressions quickly and doesn't hesitate when he sees a receiver break free in coverage.
Manning drops back. He throws right. Makes the catch. Knocked out at the 35. Short gain on that completion. So that'll make it third down. The Colts line up in the gun. 3 wide receivers are split out. They're calling an audible. Manning is looking to stay perfect on this drive. Right through his hands. Gonzalez was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. It's fourth down. They'll line up to punt this one away. Smith is the punter. They get this one off, and it's a great kick. Makes the fair catch. They were forced to punt on their last drive. First down now, and 10 to go. Ball on the 19. The defense is in the nickel. On play action, the pass is away. Brought down at the 31. Another completed pass puts him over the 300-yard mark.
And you know, this guy just loves to play football. I really like talking to him before the game. You can hear the passion in his voice. And when you have a leader that has that kind of passion and that kind of emotion, it's just so much easier to play the game.
Strong throw. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback put that one too far out in front of his receiver, and he couldn't stay inbound.
He tried to make a safe throw there, but the receiver was open. It didn't have to be quite that cautious and just let him out of bounds.
Drops back. Defense is getting pressure. He's dropped at the 35. 3, call it 4 on the completion. That'll make it third down. They'll go from the shotgun. Here's the give. He's tackled at the 37. They tried to get the first on the ground, and they were denied.
Denied indeed, and probably the next time you see them in a short yardage situation, you'll get the same formation, a play-action pass, and try and take advantage of how aggressive that defense is.
Mormon will punt it, and he absolutely boomed it. Rushing takes it at the 21. He really didn't have any room to work on that punt return.
Yeah, he really didn't have much of a chance at all to make anything happen there. I mean, I know this guy's a dangerous punt return guy, but you can't do it on your own.
They're changing the play.
96 man. Hey, watch the screen. Get your hands up front. Regular.
On play action. Gets the throw away. And it's incomplete. They can't complete the pass, and now the offense will be looking at second down. Manning is in the gun. He has 3 receivers.
Blue 20.
Changes the play at the line.
Come on. Hey, inside. Come on, low hustle.
Back to pass. Strong throw to his right. Pass completed. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line. And that one will go for a first.
And really top-notch quarterbacks know how to throw a football in there without leading his receiver into trouble. That was a great throw.
Throws while on the run. Drops the sure pick. Second down now following the incomplete pass. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on their own 39. They line up in the shotgun, 3 wide. Calls this one at the line. He drops back. Rockets it. Lack of concentration as it bounces away. Gonzalez wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play.
3rd down.
Buffalo is protecting against the pass. They're in the dime. Indianapolis changing their play. Drops back with the throw. Bad luck as he drops it. Wayne was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. The Colts line up to punt. Smith awaits the snap. Gets his leg into it, and he got a huge punt here. He fields it at the 17. He's brought down at the 30. They gave up way too many yards on the return there, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, without a doubt. As part of the coverage team now, you've got to free yourself from that blocker as quickly as possible. And if you can't do that, you're going to give up some big returns.
He drops back to pass. Fires it out. Makes the grab. A nice-looking play that time.
Yeah, when you see the blitz, you have to understand your own protections, because if your protection is sliding away from the blitz, you have no choice but to get it out of there to the hot receiver.
Drops back to pass. Throws right. Picked off. He's dropped at the 44-yard line. And the safety made a really nice play on the ball to grab that interception.
You know, this safety is known for his big hits, but that time it was his soft hands that made the difference.
From the 44-yard line. Manning is in the shotgun. 3 receivers wide this time. Changes the play. Manning drops to throw. Makes the throw out to his right. And they get him at the 32-yard line. Nice little pitch and catch with the wideout.
Patience for a wide receiver is just so key. He's able to manipulate that defense set him up one play, come back with the exact same look, and break off of it the next. Beautifully run.
Setting up play action. Brings this one in. Tackled at the 23-yard line. Great leaping grab that time that led to a huge gain.
That's one of those that the quarterback has to be snickering a little bit as he's running down the field and say, yeah, no problem. That one was just perfectly thrown. That time it was all the wide receiver.
Looking to throw. Surveys the field. Right through his hands, he almost had the pick. Gonzalez was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete. Indianapolis lines up in a shotgun set. Indianapolis changing their play.
96 man.
And they'll try and get the first through the air. Rolling right. He catches another. Finally make the tackle, and it will be first and goal. The quarterback just rifled that one in there for a good gain.
Everybody knows about this guy's arm strength, and if you wanted to see an example of it, right there it was.
Here they go. First and goal, down by a couple of possessions. He's changing things up. They go with the run. Makes a move, and he's in. Touchdown.
Joseph Adai is really becoming a bit of a show when he gets around the end zone. I can remember a few years back, he's jumping over the top of players, big plays in the playoff game, great runner in the open field, and once again he shows his explosiveness and gets it in the end zone.
Drops back, throws it short. Knocked out around the 5-yard line.
Huge loss.
No.
And here's the kick. From the 7. Dropped at the 33. It'll be interesting to see how this quarterback reacts after throwing an interception on his last drive. Single back formation. Fakes the run. Knocked down. And the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
The Bills come out showing 3 wide. Back to pass. He needs to get rid of it. They get to him. And that will be number 4 for the game.
Really impressive performance so far by this defense. And I thought coming in, they had a good chance to get pressure. I'm not sure I even anticipated this kind of pressure, though.
Lynch gets the carry. Brought down at the 27. A lot of coaches would have tried to get the first two.
Yeah, but you do gamble if you put the ball in the air in that situation. I think right now the coach is saying I have more faith in my defense to make some stops than my offense to convert that play.
Punts it, and he got a good one here. And they make the fair catch. They were able to score through the air the last time they had the ball. Let's see what they planned for this drive. Manning steps to the line of scrimmage. They'll come out in the single back formation. The Colts changing their play at the line. He drops back. He throws a bullet out to his left. And they get him at about the 33-yard line. The wideout has put on quite a display out there en route to a 100-yard performance.
And there really just isn't anything this receiver can't do. Just keep feeding him the football. I don't care what the coverage is. This is a guy that wants the ball in tough situations.
Adai gets the ball left side. He makes a great open field tackle. A dive found a hole and was able to pick up just around 6 yards, good enough for the first down. It's 1st and 10. The Colts come out in the ace formation. Manning doesn't like what he sees. Nice play fake. Looks down the field. Comes down with it. He's tackled at the 49-yard line. These days, you need a back who has good hands.
Yeah, running backs today have to be really complete players. You mentioned the fact they have to be able to catch the football and make plays on the outside, but blocking is so key as well. You have to be able to do it all if you're going to be playing halfback in the NFL.
Down around the 43-yard line. A gain of around 7 for the back. They'll need about 3 yards here on 2nd down. Indianapolis lines up with 3 receivers, single back formation. Looking to throw. Throws it short. He's dropped at the 37. That was a decent gain there on the pass.
Yeah, no hesitation whatsoever. He hit that back foot, planted, threw the ball, knew exactly what he wanted to do.
A dive alone in the backfield. Changes the play. Manning sends a guy in motion to the right. Manning hands it left. Brought down right around the 34-yard line. He gains a couple of yards on the carry. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ball on the 35. Manning lines up in the shotgun, trying to change the play.
Reset it, reset.
Here's the halfback. Tackled at the 35. A gain of a yard, if anything, on the run. 3rd down now, 7 yards to go. 6 DBs in the lineup. Changes the play at the line. Nice play fake. Gets the throw off. Still good on the drive. And they get him at about the 17-yard line. Good yardage that time on the pass.
And how'd you like that throw by the quarterback? A little touch, a little lob in over the top, like an alley-oop in basketball.
Changing the play. Manning drops to throw. Short throw to the left. Brought down at the 12. Just a short, efficient throw that time.
Yeah, a true sign of patience on the offensive side. You let the play develop. You find the open receiver. Maybe he takes a look down the field. It's not there. Just go ahead and take that safe throw.
A dive on the run. What a hit. I don't think he even saw that guy. A dive picks up 2 yards with the carry.
Boy, he just took a shot on that one. As a running back, the last thing in the world you want is a short gain and a big hit.
Manning calls an audible. Play action. He throws short. Tackled just outside the goal line. Nice pass play.
It really was in the 80s that we first started seeing offenses throwing the ball to the fullback. You know, for so many years, those guys were just big blockers.
They're changing the play. They'll go with the run once again. He's dropped at the 1. The halfback picks up a yard. We have 2 minutes left to play in this game. Indianapolis comes to the line with 3 wide. Adjustment at the line now.
Come on, baby. Come on now. We got action, baby. Right. Close right.
He scores, and they'll take the lead. They just did exactly what they had to do. Now they're winning this ball game.
And now up 1, I'm sure we'll see a 2-point conversion to try and make this a 3-point game.
Well, they will go for 2 here. They line up in an I. The Colts changing their play at the line. Manning takes it back. And he's in for 2. Great job there. They were able to convert.
And you could tell the offense had a plan throughout that drive. Not only did they get the touchdown, but they immediately got the call in for the 2-point conversion. They knew exactly what they wanted to do and executed it perfectly.
Gathered at the 6. Down 3, under 2 minutes to go. It doesn't get much more exciting than this.
Well, there's really no other way to put it. The game is on the quarterback's shoulders at this point, and the first down is always the most difficult to get. Once you get that one, a lot of times the momentum really gets on your side.
There's a play fake with the catch. Excellent open field tackle. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
Drops back. He throws right. And he dropped him in the open field. Good read of the defense on that pass play.
Yeah, and throws like that really settle a quarterback down. It's all about getting into the flow of a game, and you can see he's getting comfortable now.
He's looking to throw. He needs to get the pass off. Mathis has the pick. Down the sideline. To the 10. He gets in for 6. And just like that, they make it a 2-possession game.
What a tremendous return that was. And even better, now you have a little breathing room when you look up at that scoreboard.
They're lining it up for the point after. Set down. The kick is up. With just over a minute to go in the 4th quarter, the score is the Colts 38, the Bills 28. Here's the kick. Taken from the 3-yard line. Brought down at the 29-yard line. Well, if you believe in miracles, then this game is not over yet. But I'll be honest, I don't see any way they could pull this one out.
Well, I always hate to say it's over with time still on the clock, but this one's over. If you want to, time to pad the stats a little bit now. A couple of cheap completions. Go home and tell Mommy you had a great game.
They'll throw on 1st down. Broken up. The pass was deflected and swatted away by the defender.
I think the quarterback may have had to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. The pressure was starting to get there.
Royal goes in motion. He's looking to throw. Throws it. Pass is complete. Pickup of 8 on the pass. Third down now. They'll need a couple of yards to convert for a 1st down. They'll work from the shotgun. They'll throw for the 1st. Gets it off. Oh, you can't blame the quarterback there. A punishing blow by the defender.
And you know you're going to get hit as a wide receiver. You've got to hang on to those balls, but that was a big shot.
On play action. On the run, he throws it. They didn't get it. The offense will take over at the 37. 1st and 10. Manning will come to the line with a 3-wide formation. And the defense has a heavy rush. Brings it in. He's tackled around the 29-yard line. They hook up for a pretty good gain on that one. Nice pass.
Yeah, good pass and good confidence by the quarterback there. He saw the opening. He knew there was a spot that he could get that in there, but you could see he had the confidence to let this receiver make a play, and that's really what pro football is all about.
We should just see the quarterback take a knee right here, winding down the rest of this clock. They take a knee. Second down and a long 12. And this should be a kneel down as they just try to kill the clock. The Colts changing their play at the line. They line up at the 28. The Bills line up with 6 defensive backs. Manning changes the play at the line. And that will be the conclusion of this game. Our final score is the Colts 38, the Bills 28.
Texas Stadium, located in Irving, Texas, where nearly 67,000 fans have gathered to watch a great matchup between Buffalo and Dallas. And now to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth for the game. Tom?
With a beautiful day in the forecast, we'll get ready for today's game. Hi everyone, Tom Hammond here, along with Chris Collinsworth. He'll take it from the 2. Both teams come into today's game pretty fired up. Let's go down to the field for the opening kickoff. That return will set the offense up nicely.
It's just so easy to overlook the importance of good special teams. I can't tell you the difference between having to start drives around your own 20-yard line or inside that versus being out in the middle of the field. The confidence it gives your offense, the confidence it gives your play callers makes all the difference in the world.
So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on the 36. Barber, the lone back. He drops back to pass. The pocket is collapsing, and it's completed. He's brought down at the 48-yard line. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
Here we go. 180. 180. Come on. 180. Here comes what?
First down, looking to throw. Defense closing in. It's completed. Brought down at about the 29-yard line. He made the right read on that pass.
Nice play that time by the quarterback. You know, we talk about progressions and going from one receiver to the next, but this quarterback is doing a great job in the pre-snap read, knowing who the first guy will be and getting him the football.
He's going to be tackled for a loss. Well, they wind up in reverse that time. Good push by the defense.
And when the defense gets that kind of penetration, it just disrupts everything for an offense. They have to get that guy blocked.
On play action, dumps it out left. He lost yardage on the play. Nothing doing on that play. That'll bring up third down. It's third down and 11 to go. Ball on the 31-yard line. Jones lines up as the single back. Drops back to pass. Throws left. Laying it out there. Incomplete pass to bring up fourth down. We're probably looking at a field goal attempt right here.
Yeah, fourth and long, really no choice in the matter here. I think they'll go for 3.
The snap, set down, the kick is up, and he put that one through nicely.
It's a pretty rare kicker that can kick a ball that far with that kind of accuracy. That was just a cannon shot.
The kick is away. McGee fields it at the 3. Dropped at the 25. Now we'll see how the offense responds as they come onto the field for the first time.
All right, your defense just gave up a field goal, but that really doesn't change anything offensively. You come out, stick to your game plan, do exactly what you planned on doing here.
Edwards hands it off. And they get him at the 29-yard line. 4, maybe 5 yards on the run. Second down and 5. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Gives it up the gut. He doesn't get back to the line. No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
He drops back to pass. He throws on the run. Makes the reception. He's brought down around the 50-yard line. The defense was coming with a heat on that play.
Yeah, tough to match up one-on-one in man coverage against that wide receiver. He's pretty good.
They give it to the tailback. Brought down at the 48-yard line. Lynch gains about 2 yards on the run. Buffalo lines up in the offset I this time. Here's the give. And they get him at the 43-yard line. He carries the ball for 3, maybe 4 yards. The Bills line up in a goal line formation. Short throw to the right. In and out of his hands. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on third down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
Punts it. Into the end zone for a touchback. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Barber gets the call. He's tackled at the 22. Barber picks up 2 yards with the carry. From their own 22-yard line. Dallas comes out with 3 receivers in the shotgun.
Let's go. All right, here we go.
Romo calls for motion right. He's looking to throw. He got depleted, and that was a great job to get to him for the sack.
Man, those defensive linemen just keep getting quicker and quicker. The quarterback had no chance whatsoever there. At least he was able to hold on to the ball.
Stay inside right here. Solid, close left.
Romo looking to pass. He throws it. It just slips out of his hand. Owens was his intended target on that one, but they can't complete the pass. The Bills have everyone on the line. Looks like they're coming after this one. Kicks it away, and it's a huge punt. Parrish fields it at the 35. He's brought down right around the 40-yard line. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. Edwards is in the shotgun. He has 4 receivers split out wide.
Blue 45. Blue 45.
Back to pass. Throws on the run. Just clanks right off his hand. Hardy was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete. Offset I formation in the backfield. Tackled at the 41-yard line. He got what he could, and it wasn't much.
Middle linebacker blitzed on that one, and you could see that the quarterback just didn't see it in time to audible out of that play. And let's give credit to the defense. They won that battle.
Edwards takes it back. Surveys the field. Incomplete pass. This quarterback's not going to get it done with throws like that.
Yeah, I don't know if the ball slipped out of his hand or what, but that one really wasn't that close for a professional quarterback.
Punts it. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 19-yard line. You have to like it when your punter can pin the ball inside the 20 like that.
Now, this has got to be one of the tougher punts to make here. It's so easy to get a little too much on the kick, sending it into the end zone for a touchback. He did a great job hitting it just right on that one.
And the back has some running room. Great open field tackle. So they pick up quite a few yards on that play.
Yeah, really a nice route that time. One of the keys to playing wide receiver is the ability to not only get into cuts, but to get out of the cuts. That time, very explosive coming out of that cut, and it made the difference.
Brought down at the 33-yard line. The back got some open field and was able to get a nice run.
You could just tell he was not going to the ground until he got past that first down marker. I really like the determination in this guy in picking up first downs.
Little handoff. Cuts back, and he's dropped. A 2-yard run by the halfback.
Gain of 2.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Ball on the 35-yard line. They're going to pitch it. The defender gets him to the ground. That's a nice 6-yard gain. That'll bring up third down. Third down and 2 to go. Ball on the 41-yard line. Barber is the deep back as they line up in the eye.
Here we go. Keep playing, fellas. What that screen on here? Let's do that.
Nice play fake. Throws while on the run. No, he drops it. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up fourth down.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on third down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
Punts it, and he got a good one here. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. The offense lines up with 3 wide receivers. He fakes it, looks down the field, throws a bullet. They don't hook up. Barnes was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on their own 20. One man in the backfield. Here's the halfback. He's dropped at the 23-yard line. Lynch gets 3 yards on the play.
Not very often in a game does a defender get a clean shot like that on a running back. Typically, the running back didn't see it coming to take that kind of a shot.
On the ground with a tailback. And they get him at the 32-yard line. So he works his way past the marker for a first down.
Sometimes defensively, you're so sure they're going to throw the football, you just take your eye off the running back for a second, and that time they broke it out of there for a huge first down.
He's dropped for a loss. The defense just ate up that play.
Well, those defenders get paid too, and every once in a while they win the battle. Clearly that time they were all over this offensive line.
Lynch gets the call. He's tackled at the 36-yard line. Lynch picks up about 7 yards on the halfback draw. High formation here. Gives to the back. And they didn't get it. Lynch picks up about 4 yards on the delayed handoff. The Bills are lining up to punt it away. Newman is back deep to receive. Kicks it away, and it's a huge punt. Fielded at the 19. He's brought down at the 29-yard line. They gave up way too many yards on the return there, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, without a doubt. As part of the coverage team now, you've got to free yourself from that blocker as quickly as possible. And if you can't do that, you're going to give up some big returns.
Get off, baby, get off. Overload. Let's go right.
Here's the give. They tackle him for a loss. So the halfback loses about 2 on the run. 2nd and 12 coming up here. Romo back in the shotgun for this one. Hand off to the fullback. He's dropped at the 32-yard line. 5-yard gain, and that makes it 3rd down. They'll line up with 6 defensive backs. Looks to pass. Rockets it out. Oh, you got to catch that. The punting unit will likely head onto the field after they fail to convert on 3rd down. The Cowboys line up to punt. McBriar to punt. Gets it away cleanly. Makes the fair catch. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. 1st and 10. Ball on their own 23. The Bills come out in a single back formation. Edwards will hand it off. Hit and drop behind the line. It looked as if the offensive line just collapsed on that play.
And it looked like this defensive line just beat them off the snap. Sometimes those guys can time out the quarterback's cadence, and if the quarterback doesn't start changing that snap count, his offensive line is going to really struggle.
Passes, and it's picked off. Tackled at about the 35-yard line. And just a great interception by the cornerback.
Might want to start thinking about trying to pick on that guy. We've seen all day he has simply been quicker to the spot than the wide receivers coming into his area.
He looks to throw on first down. He's there for the catch. And that one will go for a first.
And really top-notch quarterbacks know how to throw a football in there without leading his receiver into trouble. That was a great throw.
Pitch out. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. That play goes for about 6. That brings up second down. They'll come out in the eye.
Here we go. 180. Gotcha. Come on, D, let's get off the field now. Kill.
Barber takes it up the middle. And they get him at the 17. He gains a couple of yards on the carry.
Boy, he just took a shot on that one. As a running back, the last thing in the world you want is a short gain and a big hit.
Play fake. Catch is made. He's tackled at the 15. And they go to the air to pick up the first.
And that's one of the big differences in the game today. The fact that those third and short situations are basically passing downs now instead of runs.
He fakes it. To the end zone. Makes the catch. Touchdown. Outstanding play to the wide receiver as he took it the distance.
Well, that's just a big-time pitch and catch right there. The quarterback made a beautiful throw, but it was the route by the wide receiver that set it up. He was as open as I've seen all afternoon.
Here's the kick. Up and good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Here's the kick. From his own goal line. And that flag was thrown in the area of holding.
Holding by the receiving team.
It looked like he got a handful of jersey on that one.
Well, you hold with your hands, but more often than not, holding is created by not moving your feet. There, clearly, he didn't get his feet in position, so he had no choice but to hold.
Edwards gives it up the middle. Brought down right around the 18-yard line. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. From their own 19-yard line. The defense lines up with 5 defensive backs. They're going to pitch it. Brought down behind the line. Disappointing loss there for the offense.
Yeah, it really just throws you off rhythm to have a play that gains nothing. You know, you're going to get something, 2, 3, 4 yards, and it keeps you in that rhythm. But when a defense makes a play like that, it really throws your offense off.
Passes on the move. And they get him around the 18-yard line. And that one was completed for a solid gain.
Solid gain, yes, but no first down on that play. So now it's going to bring up a decision on the part of the offense. Defensively, I think they executed that one exactly the way they wanted to.
Punts it, and he got a good one here. Newman fields it at the 37. He's tackled at the 43-yard line. Their passing game led to a touchdown on their last drive, and you've got to think they won't deviate from what's been working. Out of the I formation. He's under pressure. Completed. Tackled at the 42. Great time for that type of pass. It worked to perfection.
And that was a nice job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback enough time to survey the field and find the open guy.
All right, here we go. Let's go. 180. Let's go get it, baby.
On the ground with a tailback. He fights forward to about the 40. Barber gains around 3 yards on the run.
Ouch. You take too many shots like that as a running back, you start peeking around a little bit before you get that football.
The halfback with the carry. Dropped behind the line. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
Nice. Hey, I'm wide, let the run.
Scans the field. He's going to run, so the quarterback scrambles for about a yard. Fourth down. Looks like they're going to punt it away here. We played a quarter, and our score, the Cowboys 10, the Bills nothing. It's fourth down. The Cowboys ready to punt this one away. McBriar is the punter. Gets his leg into it, and he got a huge punt here. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The offense takes the field, and we'll see if they can put something together after their last drive ended with a 3-and-out. Edwards with 4 wide receivers. Looks to pass. Gets the ball away. Tipped away. Hardy was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 20. One-man backfield. Here's the halfback. He's brought down at the 24-yard line. A pickup of 4, and so it'll be third down. Third down, 6 yards to the first. Ball on the 24-yard line. Gives to the back. He fights forward to about the 26. Got a couple, but will still be short of the mark.
Great play by the defense. You always hear coaches talking about whoever gets lower. Get your pad level lower than the offensive lineman. That time this defensive line did exactly that.
Mormon punts it, and he kicked this one pretty well. Newman fields it at the 30. And they get him at the 36-yard line. Seems like the coverage broke down a bit on that one.
I thought they had him pretty well contained on that play, but he did find a small crack in the coverage, got it up the field. They were lucky they got hold of him. He could have broken that one off.
Huge hit. They're going to need to tighten up their blocking, or this could turn out to be a very long game for the quarterback.
No kidding. I'd hate to be that quarterback right now. Clearly, this offense is having trouble recognizing the blitz, and even if they do recognize it, they can't block it.
Play fake. Throws it short. And he caught it. He's dropped around the 42-yard line. So that was a pickup of about 9. We've got 3rd and 3 here. Ball on the 42. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Come back. Move up.
Fakes to the back. Is there for the catch. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
Romo sends a man in motion. They'll throw on first down with a pass. And he catches another. He's brought down at about the 27-yard line. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football, but you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
He needs to get rid of it. There for the catch. And a perfectly timed jump led to that completion.
Well, if you want to know why they measure the vertical jump at the combine, that's exactly it. He just went up and got that one. I still haven't figured out why they do it for offensive linemen, though.
Get off, baby, get off. Buffalo. You got that? Come on, D.
Play fake. Dumps it out left. There for the reception. Finally make the tackle, and it will be first and goal. They pick up several yards there on the pass.
And that fake really was the difference. Not only did the quarterback sell it, the running back sold it, the offensive line did, and the receiver was open for a nice play.
King's right. Kill.
Barber takes the handoff. He's going to be tackled for a loss. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Hey, inside.
They'll keep it on the ground again. Brought down at the 8. He picks up 4 yards on the carry. It's third down. They'll need 8 yards here for the score. Romo is in the gun. 3 wide receivers this time.
Gun. Close right. Stay on side.
Romo is looking to stay perfect on this drive. He's dropped right around the 6-yard line. Still not quite enough, however. They'll still be facing 4th down. The kick is up, and he makes it. He put that one right through the upright. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Here's the kick. Taken at the 5. They get him at the 30. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. Edwards is under center. 2 backs in the eye. Edwards gives it left. He's tackled around the 33-yard line. So a pickup of maybe 3. That'll bring up second down. Lynch, the lone back. Edwards back to throw. Here's the pass. Can't stay in bounds, incomplete pass. Hardy was the intended receiver, and he can't bring it in. Third down now, 7 yards to go. The Bills line up with 3 wide. They give it to the tailback. He gets out to about the 35-yard line. Well, they tried to push it ahead, but the defense stopped them short. First down.
Looked like one of those old-fashioned rugby scrums there. A lot of big bodies piled together and nowhere for the running back to go.
He gets it away. Newman fields it at the 24. Tackled around the 28-yard line. The last time they took the field, they were able to come away with 3 points. Big set this time with 2 tight ends. Dallas sends a man in motion to the right. He's looking to throw. Short throw to the left. Brought down at about the 33-yard line. 6-yard gain on the play.
Just a simple throw and catch for a gain of 6. That's just the kind of passing play that this offense is built around.
They'll go from the I formation.
Let's get it. All right, here we go. Hey, watch the sideline.
Gives it off. Makes a cut. And he will be hit and dropped. He gains a couple of yards on the carry. 3rd down now. They'll need a couple of yards to convert for a 1st down. They're in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers.
Ready? 180. Go, White. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, man. Let's go. Nice.
And they'll try and get the first through the air. Passes the line. He's brought down around the 37-yard line. Nowhere to go on the quarterback scramble. McBriar is waiting for the snap. McBriar kicks it away, and did he ever get a hold of this one? Parrish takes it at the 15. He's dropped around the 29-yard line. That guy just showed off some pretty good skills on that return.
I thought for sure he was taking that one back to the house. You know, anytime you get a guy with that kind of skill level in the open field with a little room to run, good things are going to happen.
They hand it off. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line. That's a 2-yard gain.
Nice call there by the defensive coordinator, coming with the outside linebacker blitz, which really put some pressure on this group up front.
Let's get it. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Gives to the back. Tackled around the 31-yard line. Pickup of less than a yard. That'll bring up 3rd down. 5 DBs on the field. Looking to throw. Gets the pass away. He's tackled right around the 48-yard line. That one worked pretty well.
It sure did, and I wish all our fans could see what's happening down the field on all our television broadcasts, because so much of the game now is won and lost in the secondary.
Edwards calls for motion left. He drops back. He rolls out to the right. And it's caught. Brought down around the 40-yard line. You know, Chris, the tight end can be used as such a weapon in the passing game.
And I always find it surprising that tight ends typically don't get drafted very high, but when you think about the skill set, they have to be able to block like a tackle and catch like a wide receiver.
Lynch gets the carry. He's brought down at about the 37-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And the defense gives up some free yards to the offense.
I always thought a defensive penalty was so much more deflating than an offensive penalty, because on offense you have a chance to make up for it. On defense, a lot of times it's big yardage and automatic 1st downs.
He gets another carry. He gets out to about the 22-yard line. So a gain of about 1, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Hold on. Let's go.
2 tight end formation this time.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Zebra. Come on. Go. Let's get on the field.
He didn't get back to the line. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
6 DBs on the field for the defense. Looking to throw. Goes through his read. Hit him in the hands, but he can't hang on. And the pass will fall incomplete. 4th down coming up.
And those are the kind of big 3rd down plays you have to have on defense to get the ball back and give your team a chance on offense.
The snap, set down, the kick is up. Pretty good kick that time, and he drives it home for 3 points. Nice job. Not a bad kick. Jones has it at the 5. They can't bring him down. He's hammered at the 28-yard line. They didn't look sharp on their last drive and were forced to punt it away. Romo is lined up under center. Only one man back here. Give to the tailback. He's hammered in the backfield. Nice stop on that play.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
Barber lines up as the single back. There are 3 receivers split out wide. With the pass. It's incomplete. The receiver was out of bounds when he made the catch.
Not a perfectly timed throw that time. Held on to it just a little too long and led the receiver out of bounds.
The Bills line up with 6 defensive backs. Dallas uses motion. Play action. And he catches it. He's dropped around the 39-yard line. Good pickup by the receiver.
And we've always talked about this receiver's big play ability. He may not be the fastest guy in the league, but you can tell he wants the ball in his hands in big situations.
Looks to pass. Surveys the field. Makes the catch. And they get him at the 44-yard line.
No question, one of the truly elite receivers in the game. Terrell Owens has skill sets that just set him apart. His size, his speed. And I think his speed is actually a little underrated because he's a bigger guy. He may not get started as quickly, but when you see him accelerate, when he goes from almost full speed to full speed, he goes by people.
The running back picks up 6 on that play. 2nd and 4 now. Ball on the 38. Dallas comes out with 3 receivers in the shotgun. Back to throw. Looking for an open man. He catches another. He's brought down at the 28-yard line. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
It's the tailback. He's dropped around the 17-yard line. This running back just showed off some nice ability there.
Yeah, the offensive line did their job. They created enough of a seam to get him up into the secondary, and then he was able to explode from there.
Romo hands it left. They tackle him for a loss. Nowhere to go that time, as the defensive front got very good penetration.
And that's really the key to stopping the counterplay. Because with all those offensive linemen and the slow motion in the backfield, if you can get penetration, you can really disrupt the counter.
2 minutes left in the half. It's 2nd and 12, and this is the 9th play of the current drive.
Here we go. Left. 180. Come back. Chain.
He makes a move, and he's brought down. The halfback runs for 4 yards. 3rd down now, 7 yards to go. This is the 10th play of the drive. Looks to pass. Rifles it to the left. He's finally dragged down, and now it will be 1st and goal. The Cowboys come out with the offset eye. The defense is changing their play. He drops back to pass. And it's tipped away. Creighton was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass. Just 5 yards from a touchdown now. Dallas goes with the ace set here. They're going to pitch it. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Good work by the defensive line there.
Yeah, it's really up to the offensive line to at least get your running back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe from there it's his responsibility. But if you can't block any better than that, it's going to be a tough day for this running back.
Looking to throw. Looks for a man open. He's in. Touchdown.
Well, T.O. does that about as well as anybody in football. When he gets around that end zone, he's going to find a way to go up and get the ball. His big body is just so difficult to defend when he gets around the goal line.
And here's the extra point. Kick is up. Point after is good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. He kicks it. He lost it. He picks it up. And a costly fumble.
He was hit hard on that one, but you have to expect that on kick returns because you have guys flying 100 miles per hour in both directions.
Barber gets the ball. Brought down at the 21-yard line. They get around 5 yards from the halfback. 2nd down and 5. Ball on the 21. Offset I formation in the backfield. And they get him right around the 18-yard line. 2-yard pickup.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
Looking for a receiver. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. He caught that one out of bounds.
Well, you could see the receiver doing all he could to keep his feet in bounds, but that pass just let him out of bounds.
Here's the kick. Right down the middle. Good job putting that kick right on target, and it goes through for 3 points. And here's the kick. McGee from the 1. Dropped at the 29-yard line. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. They'll throw on 1st down. He throws left. Pass incomplete. He tried to force that one in.
He's one of those quarterbacks who trusts his arm maybe a little bit too much. He should have never thrown that ball.
Blue 45! Blue 45!
He drops back. On the run, he throws it. Not much room to throw into, and it's intercepted. He's dropped at the 47-yard line. The defense now has 2 interceptions in the game.
Really a nice play on the ball that time. It's so much fun to watch these athletes in the secondary breaking so quickly and making these interceptions.
Romo drops back to pass. Throws it deep right side. Greer knocks it away. Not much of a game so far as we head to the locker room. Our score here is the Cowboys 23, the Bills 3. Kicks it off. He'll take it from the 2. Brought down at the 28-yard line. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. He drops back to pass. Passes left. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. They went with a sideline pass, but he couldn't stay in bounds.
And that would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to come up with that one, just thrown a little bit too far outside.
Blue 45! Blue 45! Don't make this run, baby.
Drops back to pass. Gets the pass off. Hit hard at the 39-yard line. What happened there, Chris?
Well, they got caught in man-to-man coverage on that play, and I couldn't tell if the defender slipped a little bit or not. Maybe he just got beat on the play.
Lynch takes the handoff. Gains his way to the 49-yard line.
You know, Marshawn Lynch may have had a few skeptics when he first came in the league, but anytime you get on this team, you know you're going to have to prove how tough you are. And he's delivered the big plays. He's delivered on the physical play. He hasn't backed down from anybody, and he always seems to do it with a little smile on his face. He's having fun playing the game of football.
He doesn't get back to the line. Took it to the outside, but it leads nowhere.
Sweeps are plays that you see a lot more of in college football than you do in the National Football League because everybody in the NFL is so fast. In high school and college, yeah, maybe you get it out around the corner. In the pros, tough to do.
He drops back. Throws the bullet to the left. Brought down at the 46-yard line. They hook up for a pretty good gain on that one. Nice pass.
Yeah, good pass and good confidence by the quarterback there. He saw the opening. He knew there was a spot that he could get that in there, but you could see he had the confidence to let this receiver make a play, and that's really what pro football is all about.
Dumps it out left. What an open field tackle. Pretty good gain on that completion, but it won't be enough for the first.
And you could see the defense that time. They knew exactly where those first down chains were. They were going to allow some underneath passes, but then came up and made the tackle, and that's going to bring up fourth down. Big play that time.
Gets the punt away. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. They'll give it off here, and they get him at the 23. And the halfback carries for a pickup of 3.
Man, oh man, that's what those defensive guys live for right there. A shot like that, and then they always get up and have a little something to say to you as you're going back to the huddle.
Romo sends a man in motion. Back to throw. He needs to get rid of it. He decides to run. He keeps it and maybe gets 3 yards. So it's third down now. The offense will need about 4 yards to pick up the first. Romo calls for motion left. They're going to pitch it. It appears to be short, and that will bring up a fourth down.
Well, that's just a big run stop right there. You have a very proud defensive line that was just going to take control of that situation.
Kicks it away, and it's a huge punt. Parrish fields it at the 27. He's tackled at the 35. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. They'll start this drive at the 35. It's 1st and 10. One-man backfield. Play action. Ellis bats it away. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
Offset I formation in the backfield. Looks to pass. The defense has him surrounded. He's brought down at the 45. He put something extra on that throw, and it'll keep the chains moving.
And that's really what it takes sometimes, because defenders are so quick out there. If you don't put a little extra pop on it, they can get there.
Lynch takes the handoff. Brought down at the 49-yard line. Lynch gets about 4 yards on the play. Buffalo comes out in the shotgun. Looks to pass. Looks down the field. Pass completed. He's dropped in the open field. And not a whole lot of yardage gained on that one, Chris.
And that's one of those plays where you leave it up to the receiver to make yardage after the catch is made. When he can't find his way into open space, you'll see plays like that.
Fakes to the back. Makes the grab. And they get him around the 41-yard line. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
They'll give it off here. Tackled at the 37. He carries the ball for 3, maybe 4 yards. The Bills line up with an offset I backfield. He's looking to throw. Defense closing in. And the pass is knocked away. And the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
They come out with 3 wide receivers. They give it to the tailback. And he will lose yardage on the play. May want to dump that.
Yeah, I think that one's already in the trash can. You probably won't see that one run again. But I will say this, that penetration does that to any offense, and that time they just got in the backfield.
Mormon kicks it, and man, did he get a leg into this one. Into the end zone for a touchback. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Barber lines up as the deep back, I formation. On the ground with a tailback. Brought down at the 24-yard line. 4-yard gain by the back. Offset I formation in the backfield. Witten goes in motion. Fakes the run. Brings this one in. It's a loose ball. Kroll gets the loose ball. The receiver should have held on to that one.
Wide receivers are pretty good at catching the football. They're not always good at running with the football. It takes a lot of strength to hold on to that ball, and he gave it up.
A little toss to the right. And he's drilled at the 50. They tried to get around the corner, but nobody was fooled.
Well, risk-reward, anytime you're talking about running the halfback on a sweep, when you get out there, if you can't get that edge block, you take a chance on giving up yardage, and that's exactly what happened there.
Looking to throw. Throws out right. Oh, you can't blame the quarterback there. Looked like a sure reception, but he couldn't hang on to it.
Well, that's just such a big part of the game. You know these receivers are going to be in position to make a catch. You can either try and knock it down or knock them out.
Comes down with it. He's tackled at the 47-yard line. That completion won't amount to much, and they'll wind up short of the first on the play.
Very disappointing for an offense to get a completion and not get the first down. The receiver's job there is to make somebody miss. Clearly have to give the defense credit there. They won.
Punts it. And they'll down it at the 3. He did everything that was asked of him on that punt.
Yeah, that was a great job. He kept it in the field of play. It was down inside his opponent's territory. All the return man really could do in that situation is just get out of the way.
Romo with the give. Tackled at the 9. Barber gains about 5 yards on the run. 2nd and 5. Ball on their own 9. They line up in the I formation. Drops back to pass. Gets the pass away. Brought down at the 14. And that one goes for about 5 yards and a first down.
Nice decision by the quarterback there. He saw his receiver come open quickly. Rather than trying to wait and work something down the field, just take what the defense gives you.
He's looking to throw. Throws it. Knocked loose. A punishing blow by the defender.
And you know you're going to get hit as a wide receiver. You've got to hang on to those balls, but that was a big shot.
Single set backfield. Witten goes in motion to the right. Back to pass. Rifles this one out to the left. He's dropped around the 33-yard line.
There's just something magical about Tony Romo. There really is. When you talk to him, he has that smile on his face, and he looks like, oh, shucks, and I can't believe this is happening to me. But week in and week out, he makes huge plays in the ball game, and he is a tremendous leader.
He looks to throw on first down. It's tipped. A great play by the defense to knock the ball away.
And these defenders have been close all day. You better be careful if you're the quarterback. One of those is going to turn into an interception.
Let's go, guys. Come on. Hey, no. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Play fake. Going deep with this one, left side. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. Owens was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. It's 3rd down, 10 yards for a first. They'll bring in extra defensive backs for this one.
Let's go. Watch the ball.
He's looking to throw. Passes the ball. Knocked away. And it'll be 4th down following the pass deflection.
Just terrific play by the defense. They followed the quarterback's eyes, made a quick jump on the ball, and were all over that one.
Kicks it away, and it's a huge punt. Fielded at the 19. He's tackled at the 24-yard line. It really looked like he had no chance for a return on that one.
I'm thinking he should have fair caught that one. He was hit almost immediately after bringing that one in. Maybe he was thinking that the punter had outkicked his coverage. Wrong.
Play action. Right through his hands. Barnes wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play. From their own 24-yard line.
Tennessee.
The Bills line up with 3 receivers, single back formation. Back to throw. Guns it out with the catch. And they get him at the 34-yard line. A decent gain on the pass.
And that's good quarterback play. He recognized the blitz. He understood what was happening with the coverage behind it and found the open man.
Tosses it out. Brought down at the 35. No gain. That brings up second down. It's second down and 9 to go. Lynch alone in the backfield. Back to pass. And the defense has a heavy rush. Almost intercepted. Evans was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass. They line up at the 35.
Section 44, row 9.
The Cowboys bring in their dime package.
You have won a $100 savings bond.
Looking to throw. Throws it out. He's dropped around the 46-yard line. They just get enough for the first down.
Pretty gutsy play call that time. Anytime you're in a third and long situation, it is tough to dial up those passes, take a chance trying to pick up a first down. A lot of coaches will just run a draw there. Not this guy. He went for it and got paid off.
Little handoff. And he's hammered at the 50. He picks up 4 yards on the carry. They line up at the 50. The Bills come out in a shotgun set. Looks to pass. Rifles it out there. Into traffic, and it's picked off. To the 10. Touchdown. What a huge turn of events on that one.
Not only was that a tremendous interception, but when he got the ball in his hand, he looked like he knew what to do with it. What a run.
Up and good. Dallas up big. He kicks it. He'll return it from the 1. Big hit there to bring him down. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive. The Bills come out in the ace formation. They hand it off. He's brought down at the 29-yard line. Lynch gains around 3 yards on the draw play. 2nd and 7. The Bills line up with an offset eye backfield. Edwards calls for motion right. There's a play fake. Pass is complete. And he's knocked out at about the 29-yard line. Short completion there that doesn't give them much in terms of yardage that time.
Well, the defense forced them to make the quick read and throw on that one. The catch was made, but there wasn't much yardage to go along with it. It's up to the receiver to make something happen on a play like that.
Fakes the run. Strong throw. Can't connect on that one. The wide receiver tried to catch up to it, but couldn't quite get there.
That wide receiver's fast, but he's not that fast. My goodness, get him the football.
Punts it. Newman takes it at the 28. Brought down around the 37-yard line. And that return should set this offense up nicely.
He did a good job there finding a seam and getting up the field. You know, a lot of people don't realize that being a punt returner or a kick returner is one of the toughest jobs in the NFL. There's a whole lot of things that could go wrong and only a few that can really go right.
Back to pass. With the hard throw out to his right. The quarterback put that one too far out in front of his receiver, and he couldn't stay inbound.
He tried to make a safe throw there, but the receiver was open. It didn't have to be quite that cautious and just let him out of bounds.
Let's go get it. Screen, dog, screen. Screen.
On play action, he throws right. Tackled around the 44-yard line. Just a short, efficient throw that time.
Yeah, a true sign of patience on the offensive side. You let the play develop. You find the open receiver. Maybe he takes a look down the field. It's not there. Just go ahead and take that safe throw.
Barber gets the ball. And they get him at about the 47-yard line. Barber picked up the first down after the gain of 4. Nickelback is in on this play.
All right, here we go. Regular. We're talking about breathing. Safe.
He'll get it again. Brought down at the 49-yard line. Barber gains about a yard on the play. From their own 49-yard line. Barber lines up as the deep back, I formation.
Hey, 180. Get your hands up front. Hey, let's go now.
Feeds it to the back. He took a shot at the 49-yard line. I'd say he got 1 or 2 feet on that try, and so it'll be third down.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Buffalo brings in the nickel here.
Go. Here we go. 180. Gun. What's the hard count? It's on 3. Come on, man. Let's go.
Back to throw. Under heavy pressure. Loose football. Mitchell recovered it. I'm not sure this will have any impact on the outcome of this game.
Well, at least we're still seeing that defense flying around and trying to make plays out there, but they haven't made many here today.
Hands it to the back. Tackled at the 35. 5-yard gain. That'll bring up second down. Edwards is under center. Only one in the backfield this time. Looking to throw. Here's the throw. Brings it in. Everything seemed to work perfectly on that one.
And that's a pattern that this team likes to run. You know they've been studying that all week on film, and yet they still can't stop it.
Looks to pass. He throws on the run. Evans drops it. That was a crushing blow by the defender to knock the ball loose and prevent the touchdown.
And the timing of that hit was so perfect. Just as the ball got there, he delivered the blow and knocked it out of there.
Blue 45. Let's get off this field, man. Here we go.
Fakes to the back. And it's completed. They finally get him, and it looked like he would score, but instead they'll set it up with first and goal. Let's see if their play calling changes now that they're in the red zone for the first time. I hate to say this one is decided before it's over, but it's been very one-sided. Our score, the Cowboys 30, the Bills 3. Back to throw. He needs to make a decision. And he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
Lynch gets the call again. And they get him at the 9. It looks like they picked up a yard or maybe a little less. And that makes it third down. Edwards lines up under center. 3 receivers split out. Looks to pass. Gets the pass out. It's completed. Good play that time, but not quite enough. He'll wind up just short of the first.
Pretty good looking play that time on 3rd and long and almost picked up the first down. I like the decision. The quarterback got the ball out. His playmaker was able to make a play, came up just a little short.
It's the tailback. And they will not get the first down. 1st and 10. Ball on their own 2. The Cowboys go with the I formation. Hands it off. Brought down at the 11. Pickup of about 8, and that will bring up 2nd down. It's 2nd and 2. Ball on the 11-yard line. They're in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers.
All right, here we go.
Barber takes the handoff. Hit and drop behind the line. The defense seemed to do everything right there.
And you love to see those linebackers playing downhill like that, not just flowing sideline to sideline, but attacking and trying to get in the backfield.
Come on, D.
He fakes it. Defense is getting pressure. And he's out around the 16-yard line. That was a decent gain there on the pass.
Yeah, no hesitation whatsoever. He hit that back foot, planted, threw the ball, knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Drops back. He throws it. Makes the reception. He's tackled around the 41-yard line. The tight end came up with a nice catch that time.
Pretty athletic play for a big guy. I tell you, as a quarterback, you see somebody make a play like that, you want to come back again and again.
Nice play fake. Almost picked. An excellent job by the defense of disrupting that last play.
And that was really on the wide receiver. Not much of a route, very little separation, and gave the defense a chance to make that play.
Again with the carry. It's loose. Simpson scoops it.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense.
The defense can't keep giving up yards on penalties like this.
Yeah, it's hard enough in the game today with the rule changes to help the offense to stop an offense anyway, but you can't give away yards.
He's dragged down on the play, and that makes the 2nd time he's gotten to it.
No question about it. They've had a tough time stopping this guy so far. Maybe they're going to have to move a back or a tight end, somebody over there to at least slow him down so they can get a pass off.
He drops back to pass. Passes to his left. And he's knocked out at the 36-yard line. Barber gains 4 yards on that reception. From the 36-yard line, Dallas is going with the offset eye backfield. They hand it off. Brought down at the 31. The halfback gets the ball and picks up 5. It's 4th down. The Cowboys line up to punt. McBriar is set back ready to punt. He'll probably try to pooch this one into the corner. McBriar kicks it, and man, did he get a leg into this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Here's the give. He's dropped at the 21-yard line. Not much there, maybe a yard.
The defense did a nice job there jamming the running back, bringing the outside linebacker on a blitz. Sometimes those outside backers a little more athletic and can really help stop the run.
Passes it. He's there for the catch. And they get him at the 33. How about the nice touch on that ball?
Deft touch that time by a quarterback who really is known more for his arm strength.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Come on. Play your assignments, man. Friday. On the right. Regular.
He lost yardage on the play. Looked for a seam, but he wasn't able to find anything.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
Edwards lines up in the shotgun formation. He drops back to pass. Passes it out. It just slips out of his hand. Royal wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play. Third down now. They'll need 11. Ball on their own 32. Edwards lines up in the shotgun. Edwards back to pass. Throws on the run. Tackled at the 47-yard line. So on third down, he finds his receiver and gets a big gain.
Receivers who can make plays like that on third down tend to have nice, long careers.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Go, baby. Stay right.
Little handoff. He gets out to about the 48-yard line. Gain of about a yard. That brings up second down. From their own 48-yard line. Edwards steps to the line of scrimmage. Only one man back here. He drops back to pass. Catch is made. No one in front of him. And he's decleated at the 33-yard line. And they pick up the first down with a pass to the tight end.
If you're going to try and stop a tight end from catching those types of balls, you have to get physical with him at the line of scrimmage. If you give him free releases, he's going to wear you out.
Hands it to the back. Brought down at the 33. A gain of a yard, if anything, on the run. Dallas brings in their quarter package, only 3 linemen on the field.
Let's go, baby. Get the ball out.
Drops back. Gets rid of the ball. Wide open, and he can't hang on. Third down coming up after that incomplete pass. Back to throw. Throws while on the run. He's dropped right around the 16-yard line. That was a big-time play by the receiver.
And talking to this receiver earlier this week, he told me he had a lot of plays in the playbook, and he thought he was going to have a big day.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Roger.
They give it to the tailback. He's tackled at the 10. Takes the handoff and responds with a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Offset I formation in the backfield. Lynch on the inside handoff. And they get him at about the 7-yard line. Gain of 2. That'll bring up third down. The offense sets up 7 yards away. Single set backfield. He drops back to pass. And he makes the catch. Touchdown. And so it's good for 6.
This quarterback has a tremendous understanding of what this defense is trying to do to him. He's simply moving defenders around with his eyes and finding the open guy. He is really playing beautiful football right now.
And the point after is good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. And here's the kick. Breaks a tackle. At the 30. Hit and dropped at the 36-yard line. He did a good job finding the seam on that return.
Yeah, he found an opening and darted right through it, and that return is going to set up this offense with some really good field position to start the drive.
Romo will hand it off. He's dropped around the 42-yard line. Barber gets 6 yards after taking the handoff on the counter play. Romo lines up under center. They'll line up in single back. They keep it on the ground with the tailback, and they were not able to get much there.
And so many times you hear offensive coordinators criticized because they don't try to run the football enough. Well, when you get stuffed in the backfield like that, you understand why they would rather call the pass play.
He's under pressure. The quarterback is dropped. He managed to get in there again. What's going on here?
Yeah, and that makes sack number 3. And at this pace, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a couple more. Clearly, they do not have an answer for him today.
McBriar punts it, and he really got a leg into this one. He'll take it from the 18. Tackled at the 39-yard line. What happened to the coverage there, Chris?
Oh, come on. They completely lost containment on that guy. I mean, you just can't let that happen. I'll be honest, they were really lucky they didn't give up a touchdown on that one.
They'll give it off here. And they get him at the 41-yard line. Gain of 2. That'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ball on the 41. Buffalo lines up in a shotgun set.
Zebra!
Back to pass. Throws it out. Completed. He's hit hard on the play. Great pickup for the first on that one.
And really what makes NFL football so special is the ability of these quarterbacks to throw it and these great receivers to catch it. That's just fun to watch.
Looked like someone might have jumped.
Full start, offense.
He moved a little early on that one.
I used to always think that offensive linemen should go to the line of scrimmage and hold up either one finger or 2 fingers and look down when they get confused.
First down, looking to throw. And he caught it. Brought down at the 42. Nice toss that time that'll get them a lot closer.
You know, there's really no doubting this quarterback's physical skills. Sometimes he struggles with his mechanics or accuracy, but I don't think that there's really any issue. This guy has the ability to be an elite quarterback.
Back to throw. Scans the field. Drops the sure pick. Hardy was the intended receiver, and he can't bring it in. 3rd down, 5 yards for the first. Ball on the 42. Edwards comes up to the line. 3 wide receivers split out wide. He's looking to throw. And the defense has a heavy rush. He's brought down at the 38. Completed pass gives them a solid gain through the air. But they'll wind up just a little short of the marker.
I just don't like the play call there. You have to take a chance to throw the ball beyond the first down marker to give your offense a chance to keep this drive alive. Now you have a really tough decision to make.
Stopped short.
The offense turns the ball over on downs.
The offense will start at the 38. First down now and 10 to go. Setting up play action. The pass is away. drops the easy pick. Owens was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on their own 38. The offense lines this one up in shotgun. 3 wide receivers in the formation. He drops back, looking for an open man. What a brutal hit. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
The Cowboys line up with 2 tight ends. They keep it on the ground with the tailback. That's a loss of about 3, and that will bring up 2nd down. They line up in the I formation. Little handoff. Tackled at midfield. The halfback runs for 4 yards. Here's 3rd and 9. Ball on the 50. The defense has about 7 defensive backs on the field. Hands it to the back. And they get him at the 38. He just gave his team a huge lift with that carry.
That's just getting it done. You can credit the offensive line all you want, but when you get a back in that 3rd down situation that's able to break off a big one like that, what a lift it gives your football team.
He's tackled at the 28-yard line. They need to come up with a better game plan to stop this guy.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They can't keep giving up those big chunks of yardage like that. If they do, it's going to be awfully tough to stop this offense.
He gets another carry. Tackled at the 26-yard line. He gains a couple of yards on the carry. 2nd down and 8. This is the 8th play of this drive. They put everyone up on the line. We have 2 minutes left to play in this game. They line up at the 26.
Here we go. 180. We got action, baby.
Romo hands off. Brought down at about the 21. And he picks up about 4. And that makes it 3rd down. 3rd down once again. Let's see if they can convert this one. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Gives it up the gut. He's dropped at the 20. And they get no push for the offensive line.
Oh, yeah, they did. They were all moonwalking on that play. They were pushing. They were just pushing and going backwards.
Bounced off the upright. No good. I think that guy needs to go back to the sideline and practice a few more kicks. As a kicker, you have to be ready at a second's notice to be able to step out on the field and make those kind of field goals. And it didn't appear he was completely ready for that one, and the result was a miss. So the score will remain the Cowboys 30, the Bills 10. They'll throw on 1st down. Dumps it out left. Is there for the catch. And they get him at the 30. He just couldn't make anything happen after bringing that one in.
And that play is really all about the closing speed on defense. They'll let you have the completion, but then they close quickly and make the play.
Back to throw. Throws off his back foot. Brought down at about the 41. A decent gain there on that pass.
Yeah, a little timing route there, and you really have to have faith as a quarterback to get that ball out of your hand quickly if you're going to play with that kind of touch on the ball.
Throws it short. There for the catch. Knocked out at the 49-yard line. Nice little pickup on that pass pattern.
And I really shouldn't feel this way, but I get a little nervous every time this guy goes up to make a catch, you know, because he's had a little bit of a history of dropping some balls, but today doing a nice job hanging on and a big play there.
Edwards drops back. The defense has him surrounded. And they get him at the 41-yard line.
Completes the pass.
Parrish gains 7 yards and a first with the catch.
Nice job by the quarterback in that situation. He saw the blitz coming, simply got the football out of there, and picked up the first down.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 41.
Come on, B. Let's go.
Drops back on first down. There for the reception. He's tackled at the 39-yard line. And the defense just ate that one up, Chris.
Yeah, you're not going to fool this defense on plays like that very much. At least he got the ball out of there, though.
2nd and 8.
Hey, come on. Come on, D.
Edwards will look to throw. On the run, he throws it. Picked off, and that will seal it up. Has plenty of room. And they're in for another score. Touchdown, Dallas. What a great interception return by this defense.
He had that one all the way. Not only a great break on the ball, but he knew what to do with it and stuck it in the end zone. Tremendous play.
They'll look to tack on the extra point. Set down. The kick is up. Dallas with a commanding lead. And here's the kick. Drilled at the 25. Well, this blowout will finally wrap up. Our score, the Cowboys 37, the Bills 10.